On Fifth Avenue, signs of prosperity proclaim that Seattle is among the top high-income cities in America. But look beyond the glitzy shop windows, and you'll see what federal government stats also confirm. The rising tide did not float all boats.
Employers ain't going to pay people any more than they have to.
But I really would love to go to a movie and have me a latte.
It just seems really unfair.
More than ever, Seattle is a city of income inequality. Latte drinkers and latte makers, of Gucci purses on one arm and battered messenger bags on the other. 20-year-old Autumn Brown's been carrying this one since high school.
Is it just an Americano? Do you need any room for cream in your Americano? Sorry? Room for cream?
Autumn, she's one of the latte makers. 33 hours a week and a full-time student.
It's a messy job. Right now I make $11 an hour.
That's Seattle's new minimum wage.
All right, I'm gonna have to go up the ladder.
Is it enough to survive in this expensive city?
I rely a lot on shift meals, food from work, discounted food from work, so yeah.
Autumn knows how to stretch a dollar. She doesn't go out, cuts her own hair.
I've been pretty much wearing the same thing since high school.
Like the roughly 100,000 workers in Seattle who make less than $15 an hour, housing takes the biggest bite out of Autumn's carefully crafted budget. She shares a house on a busy road near Northgate Mall with 2 roommates and a roommate's 3-year-old son.
It is $2,200 a month.
That's doable at $11 an hour.
But it just comes at the price of having so much on my plate at one time, and it's really stressful. And if I make one mistake, I feel like it could just all fall apart.
And that may already be happening.
I drove into a fire hydrant, and now I owe the city about $3,000.
Autumn doesn't know where that money's going to come from. Her biggest fear is that she'll have to drop out of college and won't be able to become a web designer. Imagine if she made the federal minimum wage, $7.25 an hour. $77 a week. That's the national average of what minimum wage workers have to spend on transportation and food and other life necessities. $77 a week for bread, milk, cereal, oranges, toilet paper, razors, and laundry detergent.
And it's like an alligator jaws. This is getting wider and wider, and people are being caught in that crunch.
Diana Pierce says the federal poverty line, which helps set America's minimum wage, has not kept up with the real cost of basic needs. Pierce, a senior lecturer at the University of Washington School of Social Work, has created an alternative method, which is being used in 37 states. According to her self-sufficiency standard, even Seattle's minimum wage, the highest in the country, isn't a family wage.
2 adults with a preschool and a school age in Seattle each have to earn now well over $15 an hour, each of them working full-time year-round, just to meet those basic needs with no extras. If you're, a low-wage worker and you don't have the insurance and you don't, things could snowball very quickly. Housing especially is a big issue.
Meet Willie Fowler. He works in Everett building planes.
But the job I'm in now is like assembly, because it's for Boeing, and pretty much I do assembly work, putting together parts, and sending them on down the line using heavy power tools. Fowler
lives in Seattle's Queen Anne neighborhood. In Tent City, a homeless camp at Seattle Pacific University.
No, currently right now I work as a temp. And so I don't make a lot of money at all, just enough to get by. I make $9.
The first thing Willie noticed about Seattle when he moved here from Nevada, it's tough to get a permanent full-time job. Willie was a medic in the military.
With my military experience and my military background, coming here in Seattle, it wasn't good enough. And that was one of the things that I was just shocked about that.
The second thing Willie noticed, in Seattle, landlords call the shots.
First, last month's rent, a security deposit, a damage deposit, which is different from the security deposit. If you got pets, they want a pet deposit. Well, this is where I sleep.
4 years ago, Willie was living in an apartment with his wife and 2 stepsons, and a baby on the way.
And then what really made it harder at the time is when I got let go. And finally, we ended up getting evicted.
We, meaning all of us together, pay when families fall apart.
I'm gonna take this out.
Fast forward to today. Willie is divorced. His baby girl lives with her mother. Willie and his fiancée are saving up to leave Tent City and Seattle.
Just recently found out that my significant other I'm expecting another one.
Willie believes it will be easier for him to support his new family, someplace where the job market isn't so competitive.
I can't imagine how people that run these businesses could sleep at night knowing that their employees are not able to pay their bills. Already, what's next for you? Anything else for you today?
Michael McGovern moved to Seattle from Florida because he'd heard Seattle's economy was booming.
All right, I've got 2 happy egg sandwiches off the grill.
It's a bet that's paid off for him.
Due to the new contract signing, I saw approximately a $3 an hour wage increase.
Michael works at Central Co-op in Capitol Hill, where every employee already makes at least $15 an hour because of this. Central Co-op's general manager took the message of Martin Luther King's March on Washington to heart. He also did the math.
If we think about the $2 that Dr. King and the other folks are asking for in '63 and we adjust for inflation, that comes out to about the $15.36 that we're offering right now at entry level.
Dan Arnett proposed offering the highest grocery store wage in the country to Central Co-op employees. And the board said, okay.
Our story is one that I think is good for others to hear. It is possible to make ends meet and keep a sustainable, thriving business going, and also make sure that you treat people well.
The raise has allowed Michael and his wife the luxury of dreaming about their future in Seattle.
But we moved out of an apartment that was a 1-bedroom apartment, and now we have a house that'll allow us to, have a family. Now we can afford to plan as opposed to just afford to live. Do you want your receipt? Okay, I'll recycle it for you. Almost made it. Hey, what's going on?